Wow. Wow. We're here. Sawubona, you creative visionary. Queen bringer of good hype. She has arrived. Queen bringer of good hope. She has arrived. She has arrived. I gotta tell you something. I was trying to work on my chit chat. Just a chit chat time because we got 2 minutes. I was trying to work on these freaking crystal bowls. I gotta tell you this. I got to tell you. And my crystal bowls are not working. Well, they're working. But I was trying to work on you hearing the sound. So one day the sound came out, and yesterday the sound didn't come out. And I'm just like, I was so upset. I gotta tell you, I was upset. I was so upset that I had dinner, and then I was like so upset. I went and did my meditation in bed, and I fell asleep. I literally fell asleep during my meditation with my clothes on. With my clothes on. And I woke up at 5:11. I slept all the way through. Not even one time did I get up. Not even one time did I get up. I'm telling you about this purpose thing. Like, just get onto that purpose thing. Just get onto that purpose thing. Get onto that purpose thing. Yeah, but I was really upset. Like, I was really, really angry. No, I don't think I was angry. I was just upset. Hold on. Yeah, I was really upset. I was really, really upset. I was like, oh my goodness, how could that happen? Because I was really enjoying my crystal balls. I'm really enjoying the process of it, you know. This drum is very powerful, you know. And I'm in my Kali phase at the moment. I'm just in my Kali phase, and I'm just like, Kalima, yeah. I'm in my Kali phase at the moment. And my Sekhmet phase, she's roaring through me. She's just roaring through me. So I guess we're just going to have to beat the drum. We're going to have to beat the drum. Because I was really trying to, you know, like move that energy so that it's a lot more gentle, so that it's a lot more... Because listen, we are in a collapse season. There's nothing you can do about it. You just gotta be in the flow. You just gotta sit with Shiva with this one. You gotta sit with Shiva. You gotta sit with Yeshua. You gotta sit with the Buddha consciousness, Christ consciousness. Okay, Christ consciousness, Buddha consciousness, Shiva consciousness. You gotta sit with these ascended masters. Because they're going to teach you how to not lose your mind through this. There is nothing you can do about it. It is collapse season. Just go with the flow. Just go with the flow. There's nothing you can do about it. Just accept, surrender. Go with the flow. So I guess we just going to have to beat the drum. But I was really upset. I was really, really upset. Your emotions are part of your spiritual journey. Not part, they are your spiritual journey. Being with your emotions, even the upsetness. Okay. So, welcome to Itamba Temple. What does Itamba mean? Tamba is my dad's name. Yes. Tamba is my dad's name. It's the masculine version of Tembi, which is good hope. So my dad was king bringer of good hope. I am queen bringer of good hope. Tembi. So I just mixed my dad's name and my name together, and we're calling it the Good Hope Temple, bringer of good hope. My dad died for this thing to be birthed. They killed him for this to be birthed. I guess my dad is like Jesus. Yeah. But I got no sins, so I don't know why he was killed. I got no sins, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, okay, so Queen Bringer of Good Hope. Itemba temple means a temple of hope. Where is the temple? In my body temple, in my body temple, ems beniwa, ems beniwa me, ems beniwa me, ems beniwa me, ems beniwa, ems beniwa me, ems beniwa me, ems beniwa me, ems beniwa. So something like that. Okay. So we're going to activate hope in our body temple because truly this is where the magic is. So today we're going to do some Kali. We're going to get on some Kali. Kalima. Let's go. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Can you hear me? I don't know. I'm trying to play with this. Yeah. Okay. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. It is Thanksgiving, holidays. Happy holidays, Americans. Happy holidays. Yes, happy holidays. It's holidays. It's start of holiday season in America. So this is the time when most people are the most stressed out. This is the time people are the most stressed out. This is the time when people are the most loneliest. The most loneliest in America. And this year has been quite a year. It has been quite a year. It's been something. It's been something. It's been something. So I think more than anything else, let's just breathe through what we've all lived through. It's been a lot. It's been something. It's been a lot. Let's just breathe through it. Just breathe through it. Yeah, so let's just do breath work. I don't really want to sing. I'm not in the mood. I just want to cry. I miss my dad so much today. All I want to do is just cry. So I need to breathe. So how about we all breathe? Just let's breathe. So we're going to do what we do as we do. If this is your first time here, what we do is we breathe for 9 counts, hold for 9, and then exhale for 9. Yes? Let us begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's hold for 9. Let's hold for 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's exhale for 9. Good. Let's go again. Breathe in for 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's hold for 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's exhale for 9. I like the exhaling part. Let's go again. Breathe in for 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's hold for 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good. Let us exhale for 9. Yes. If you had your eyes closed, please make sure that you open your eyes. If that was a little too loud, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Not sorry. That is not as loud as I can bang away at my drum. Do you know what I found today? I gotta tell you this. I figured out that I can live stream like the vertical for Insta and phones. Who knew? I'm learning so much at 44. I just keep learning. I just keep learning. Who knew? Who knew? Yeah. Okay. Shall we read? I feel so much better. How do you feel after breathing? How do you feel? I feel better. I miss my dad today. I miss my dad a lot today. Yeah. So, whatever you're going through, whatever you're living through, whatever you are experiencing, you can always breathe. You can always breathe. I was feeling like just being in tears. Like I woke up and I told my husband, I'm like, I just want to cry. All I want to do is just cry today. I just want to cry. And I just want to cry and I just want to cry. And I realized that I could just breathe. You can breathe through your grief. You can breathe through missing someone. You can breathe through your heartaches. You can breathe through your financial problems, your challenges. You can breathe through your marital, your relational, your boothing, your bathing challenges. You can breathe through your health challenges. You can breathe through anything. Just breathe. 9 breaths in. Hold for 9. Exhale for 9. Okay. Day 58. What is our theme for this week? Let's talk about this. How acting without heart is making you spiritually numb. Okay. Spiritual heart. The sacred practice without love. I have not acted without heart. Acting without heart in spiritual matters means going through spiritual motions without genuine love, compassion, or authentic connection to the sacred. You practice meditation, prayer, or spiritual rituals as discipline, performance, or spiritual achievement rather than expressions of love. Your spiritual practice becomes mechanical rather than devotional, creating spiritual sophistication without spiritual transformation. Rebecca meditates daily for 40 minutes, attends spiritual retreats regularly, and maintains an impressive spiritual practice. But she approaches spirituality like a task to complete, rather than love to express. She meditates to achieve states, practices to accumulate spiritual merit, and studies to gain spiritual knowledge, all without the heart connection that transforms practice into devotion. Her spirituality is technically correct, but emotionally empty. Acting without heart spiritually creates a split between spiritual action and spiritual feeling, between practice and presence. Your nervous system knows when spiritual activity lacks authentic heart connection. It feels dry, effortful, or performative rather than nourishing, flowing, or transformative. Heartless spirituality creates spiritual burnout rather than spiritual awakening. Embodiment practice. Bring to mind your spiritual practice, meditation, prayer, study, or service. Feel whether your heart is engaged or absent from these activities. Place your hand on your heart and ask, how can I bring more love to my spiritual practice? And say, My spiritual practice flows from love, not obligation. Heart transforms practice into devotion. Yeah. Yeah. Let's read again. Acting without heart in spiritual matters means going through spiritual motions without genuine love, compassion, or authentic connection to the sacred. You practice meditation, prayer, or spiritual rituals as discipline, performance, or spiritual achievement rather than expressions of love. I've had questioning about this. If you don't love yourself, how can you practice anything with love? I think this is why we're so afraid of of dying and going to hell. I gotta practice my spiritual. I gotta be at church. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be at church. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. I got to go to church. It's like a drug. It's like a drug. It's like an obligation. It's like a drug. You go to church on Sunday, okay, and then you get your hit, bang, 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 and then you're like dry by Wednesday afternoon because you've been cussing people out on the highway while you were driving. Somebody at work made you real angry. You're boothing, you're bathing. They've been acting a whole lot of mess. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So this is why I keep sharing with you that organized religion is finished. It's finished. We have to be okay with this. It's finished. Not from a perspective of that God is not real, that our relationship, our love for divinity is not real. Not from the perspective of the traumas that we've experienced in organized religion, but the traumas have something to do with it, a lot to do with it. But also, it's time to evolve. It's time to evolve. And truly, I'm not really sure how you bring love to your spiritual practice when you do not love yourself. Because you are the presence of divinity. You are it. You are the face of God. Goddess. Father, Mother, God. God loves itself so much through and as you. How can you love God if you don't love yourself? How can you? This is why a few days ago, when we were in the purpose week, last week, we were in purpose. There was a practice that I did, the Buthelezi method. The Buthelezi method. She is born. She is born of Queen Bringer of Good Hope. Yes. She is born of Queen Bringer of Good Hope. So anyway, the Buthelezi method, the Buthelezi method, I think it was Saturday. We practiced love being our purpose. And from love, everything else flows. From love, everything else flows. That was the activation, the remembrance of who we are and where we come from. From love, everything else flows. That is your purpose, to remember to love yourself, to awaken to self-love. Because from love you came, and in love you remain. But we don't love ourselves, honestly. I just need to be truthful about this. We don't. I realized that I didn't love myself really as much as I thought I loved myself. Not really. I love myself so much now that I'm just like, I now understand what self-love is. I truly have embodied self-love. And it's a ever unfolding experience, and it's an ever evolving experience and a deepening experience. But I now know for sure what self-love is. The day I woke up and I said, I will never be around people who behave like this. I don't care what it is. I don't care how many countries must sink. I don't care. But I will never be around people like this. That was the day I said, oh, this is now self-love. I understand what self-love is. So I wonder, how can we even begin to say we love God? We bring love to our meditation practice, our prayer, and our spiritual rituals if we don't love ourselves. I got a sequence going here, right? So we had purpose last week. And the true purpose for you being here on planet Earth, number one, is the foundation of self-love. Because this energy called God consciousness first loved itself so much that it created you, because God cannot know itself but through and as you. Foundation, self-love. Foundation, love. Remembrance, self-love. That is your purpose. And from there, everything else flows. If you don't love yourself, you will sabotage your purpose. You will sabotage all your relationships. You will sabotage your finances. You will sabotage your health. You will sabotage every area of your life. Because you fundamentally do not love yourself. Because you do not understand the truth that God loved itself so much. This thing called God, this idea, this energy, this potential, infinite, first loved itself so much that it created this planet that we live on Earth, created you in its image and likeness, and said, good. So very good. I am pleased with what I've created. And some beings, come from very different realms. I'm not sure where the hell they come from. And I have no desire to even try to figure it out. Done with that. But God created itself. This thing called God. So your fundamental purpose here on planet Earth is to remember to love thyself. Because that is the quality of God. Love. That is God. Love. And if you are not in that vibration of self-love first, because truly you cannot love anybody when you hate yourself, because you have no love to give or share. You are in self-hatred. So what love are you talking about? Right? So we start with the foundation of, my purpose on this planet is to remember to love thyself. To truly just be in love with myself. And from that perspective, not the narcissism, not the stupidity, not this rubbish. Okay? Like narcissism and I love myself. It's cut that rubbish out. But true self-love is I love every part of me, the parts that I judge, the parts that I deem imperfect, the parts that I've been judged for, the parts that I've been shamed for. I'm loving those parts. I honor those parts. I love those parts of me because I am the face of divinity. I am the face of love. And for many of us, this is the first time we've ever heard something like this. You're like, oh, yes, maybe something like this. Okay. So, Rebecca meditates daily for 40 minutes, attends spiritual retreats regularly, and maintains an impressive spiritual practice. I used to see a lot of people like this, a lot. And you can tell that they're dysfunctional. And everything that comes out of their mouth, they're so dysfunctional. So dysfunctional. And I'm just like, you hate yourself. Why are you performing? Who are you performing for? Like, cut it out. Okay? No judgment, just observation. But I was like this probably once upon a time. Because it's an evolution. Okay? So who knows? Rebecca meditates daily for 40 minutes, attends spiritual retreats regularly, and maintains an impressive spiritual practice. But she approaches spirituality like a task to complete rather than love to express. Yes. She meditates to achieve states, practices to accumulate spiritual merit, and studies to gain spiritual knowledge, all without the heart connection that transforms practice into devotion. Her spirituality is technically correct, but emotionally empty. You know what I've noticed in myself? Okay, so as you as you evolve spiritually and as you grow spiritually, you hit phases of stagnation. You kind of outgrow. It's like when I first, okay, so I started church in Africa, in Soweto, and then 17, I kind of outgrew. Well, okay, I was in boarding school, and I was then able to go to Catholic church, and so I started to understand Catholicism because I grew up Anglican. And then I went to this really hip church where Creflo Dollar used to go speak, and he used to fly into South Africa and go and speak at this church. It was a really hip church, and the music was really hip. And I had a gay friend. We used to go to this church together. He was like, "Jews for Jesus, gays, Jews for Jesus," and we had so much fun going to this church. We had so much fun going to this church together. It was so much fun. He was like my hippie best friend. And so I evolved from the serious black people church in Soweto. I evolved from the Catholic church and parish in boarding school to the not hippie, but like the cool church where I first was introduced to American evangelists. You know, I was like, wow, Creflo Dollar, Brother Dollar. And he used to bring all his books to South Africa, and everybody would just rush to the back of the room and go buy the books and buy the tapes. It was like, I was like, wow, Americans. I had no idea that I was moving to America. It was the year Creflo Dollar came to Rhema Church in South Africa was the year I moved to America. Like 8 months later, I moved to America. And then when I went to America, I evolved. I first started going to this church, and it was so strange. The people were like, "I am nothing without you." I was like, oh my God, this is not going to work for me. I'm so hip. I go to hip churches in South Africa. Why would I want to come to this church where people are so low self-esteem about their relationship with God? Like, no. So I left that black church. I was like, nope, not going there. And then I went to Agape. And I was like, wow, cool church. This is such a cool church. And then I moved to Vegas. And then when I moved to Vegas, I went to a very hip church, like hip music, and they had like aerial dancers coming from the stage. I mean, Vegas is like a show. Vegas is a real show. Even at the churches, it's a real show. Central Christian Church. But before that, I went to some Pentecostal church where they used to just break out in tongues at the same time. I said, this is so strange. I went to another church where it was another one of these churches where they break out in tongues. I said, oh my God. This is like the Nigerian prophets. And I said, oh my God, I gotta get out of this. And the last church I attended was the one with the aerials dancing, and it was a show. Like going to church was like going to a Vegas show. I mean, you didn't even need to dress up. You went in flip-flops. It was a very cool place to belong. The reason I'm sharing this with you is spiritual maturity. As you mature in your development, it doesn't matter if you're reading the Bible. I used to go to church to read the Bible, but even through that, I just was maturing and I was growing, and I'm like, this sounds so stale. This sounds so stale. I can't do this anymore. I'm growing. I'm evolving spiritually. So I gave myself the opportunity to move from church to church, and grow. And once I was done with that, I never would badmouth the church or speak badly. I was just like, oh yeah, this is not for me anymore. And I would just drag my husband. My husband should just go with me all these places, okay? I just I was dragging my husband to all these places. The only place he wouldn't go to was Scientology, because I was on a mission. I was like on a spiritual awakening mission, and I was at UNLV. I was taking classes at UNLV, and the Scientology people came, and then I was into Scientology for a little bit, and I went to all the classes. My husband was like, I'm not going to that stuff. I'm not going to that stuff. I'm not going to Scientology. Nope, not doing Scientology. So I went to Scientology by myself. I used to love doing these things. And then I met some Sufi mystics, and they came to university. They came to do a talk. During that time, I was studying the Quran. I was taking devotional. I was taking classes in theology, electives. So I spent 3 semesters studying the Quran. 3 semesters studying the Quran, yes. So while I was studying the Quran, the Sufis came to do a talk. I was like, wow, I didn't even know that the Sufis, all I know is Allah, Allah, Allah. That's all I knew, right? So I said, okay, interesting. Now the Sufis. So the Sufis invited the class to a Sufi meeting. Nobody showed up. I'm the only person that showed up. I dragged my husband. I said, come on, we're going to the Sufis. And the Sufis had such good food. I said, I was like, oh my goodness, the Sufis had good food. And they gave me a prayer mat to pray. But what I loved about the Sufis is that they had women. There was a woman that was actually leading the chanting. It was so interesting. It wasn't the men, Allah, but no, it was a woman that was. I said, this is quite something. Yeah. Even when I was taking classes in the Quran, it was a woman that was teaching the class. Yeah, it was a female professor. I said, wow, this is interesting. So anyway, I dragged my husband to the Sufis. My husband we ate the food there, and my husband was like, I don't know, I'm not so sure, but these things of yours can be every time. It's a new thing, like what is going on? I'm like, no, I'm learning something new. So they gave us something. It's like, they give us something to put on our door because we just bought the house in Vegas, and they're like, this will protect you, put this on your door. And they gave me a prayer mat. I was doing the chants for like a month, and then I went to San Francisco and I lost my prayer mat, and they went the Sufi, and I just bought Rumi books, and I just started reading Rumi poetry. And I was out of Sufi. the organized religion part of Sufi. Okay, the reason I'm sharing all of it, and then I went to the Buddhists and I was busy with the Buddhists. Even when I was busy with the Christians and the Sufis and the Hindus. Oh, yeah, the Hindus. The Hindus were a walking distance from my house, so I used to just go with the Hindus. That's why I know about Kalima and Lakshmi and Saraswati and Durga, it's like all the goddesses and the gods, Shiva, because the Hindu temple was 10 minutes away from my house, so I could just walk to the Hindu temple. And it was the rich Indians, okay? It was really rich Indians. It was a rich neighborhood, so the food was amazing, and they were really nice people. Food was hella amazing, okay? I always used to go for the food. The Scientology people only gave us these cheap like cookies. I was like, you can get this stuff at Walmart. Why would I want to come here? No, give me great food. Okay, long story short, I still was with the Buddhists. The Buddhists were, like, for me, the most consistent. Okay, the reason I'm sharing this with you is that we all get stagnant or feel stagnation in our spiritual evolution. We all sometimes get to a point where we're like, I'm not learning anything. Well, okay, let me not generalize and let me not project. Okay? For me, my journey has been about growth. And when I feel a little stagnant, I leave and I go and try something else and learn something new. The reason sometimes our spiritual practices feel stagnant is that we need to grow. Either expand wider or expand even deeper in our spiritual practice. I've found that the more I give myself permission to expand wider, the deeper my practice has become. Because in all, just like spending 3 semesters, almost a year, studying the Quran and reading through the Quran, I wasn't really wanting to convert to be a Muslim. I had to take these electives, and I was like, okay, why not study the Quran? Why not? I found that it is the teachers like Yeshua, like the Buddha, like Allah, like Lord Krishna. The teachers had experienced an awakening or had tapped into divinity on such a pure and authentic way. And they were just here to teach us. Kalima, Sekhmet or Set, Hathor, Green Tara, White Buffalo Woman, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, Kuan Yin. They had embodied and tapped into the divine in the most authentic, beautiful, deepest experience. And they never were here on planet Earth for us to worship them. They were here to embody the truth of divinity, of love, so that we could learn to embody that for ourselves and recognize that we are the face of divinity. That's what I learned from just my moving from one church, and then I left the churches. I said, oh my God, I cannot do churches anymore. And then it was the temples. And I would go to the temples and I learned, oh, okay, great. Buddha consciousness. In Christianity, I learned Christ consciousness, which led me to Christian mysticism. Even in ministerial school, that by the time I got to ministerial school, I was in Christ consciousness. I was in Christian mysticism. And then Buddhism, same thing. Because organized religion, Buddhism, it can be really strict and it's usually patriarchal, right? But when I came into Christ consciousness, and actually the very first person who introduced me to Buddha consciousness not Christ consciousness, but Buddha consciousness, was my housekeeper in China. She was like, darling, you are Kuan Yin. I said, what is Kuan Yin? I had no idea. She was like, you don't know Kuan Yin? Mama Kong take you to Putasan. So we got on a bus and we went all the way to this island, a holy island. And she kept saying, you are Kuan Yin. And I had no idea what Kuan Yin is. I had no idea. I had so many people in China keep saying to me, you are Kuan Yin. And I was like, what is Kuan Yin? I had a relocation specialist woman who came to our home. She was helping us with the relocation. And she kept saying, you are Kuan Yin. I said, I don't know what Kuan Yin is. And then that's when my housekeeper said, you don't know Kuan Yin? You don't know? Mama Kong take you to Putosan. And then I went to Putosan. And it's like a pilgrimage. Hundreds and thousands of Chinese, just black hair, just walking to Putosan. And it's a pilgrimage that all of them do to go to the goddess. And that's the divine feminine embodiment of Buddha consciousness. And we are here to remember that about ourselves. Mary Magdalene and Mother Mary are here to teach us as women how to embody that divinity. Yeshua, in the feminine form, Yeshua is here to teach us how to embody that masculine within us so that we can be balanced. The Buddha consciousness for me has taught me how to sit in my meditation and just continue, even when it's uncomfortable and even when I don't like it and even though I want to do it. But Grintara and Kuan Yin, especially Kuan Yin in the past 3 years, has really opened my heart to self-compassion. I don't really have compassion for everyone. Honestly, I'm telling you, this is the truth. And this is where I'm at. I have compassion for myself. Because from that place, I can have compassion from others. For others. So anytime you experience stagnation, you experience, what do we call it here in the book? Her spirituality is technically correct, but emotionally empty. Anytime you experience that, I would love to share that it's not that you've done anything bad. It's not that you've done anything wrong. It's not that divinity doesn't love you. It loves itself. That is the first law. It created you from love. It loves itself so much that it created you. It cannot experience love but through and as you. So it's just a call for you to maybe expand your understanding of divinity. And as you expand, you go deeper into your own understanding. And as you go deeper into your own understanding, the activation and the understanding of love within you for self becomes the foundation that you can stand on in your practice. Because truly, why are you practicing? Why do we go to church? To be around people? Okay. And then so what after that? Why do we go? Why do we go to temples? So we can look cute? Find a boyfriend or something like this? No. You're here on a spiritual journey to awaken to your divinity. And awakening to your divinity is embracing the love that created you so that you can love thyself. And from that place of self-love, your purpose is activated and everything else flows from that place of self-love in a roundabout way. I hope that made sense. I told you my stories. Okay, so it's haven't done anything wrong. It's probably time for you to grow, expand, be willing to look outside the Bible. I don't understand people who only read the Bible only. Why? Read Sufi poetry. What are you scared of? Going to hell? Well, you're already in hell, let me tell you that. You're scared of what? Death? Okay. It's an illusion. It's not real. Okay. Acting without heart spiritually creates a split between spiritual action and spiritual feeling, between practice and presence. Your nervous system knows when spiritual activity lacks authentic heart connection. It feels dry, effortful, or performative rather than nourishing, flowing, or transformative. Your nervous system knows this. It's like, it's another Wednesday, I need to go to church. It's another Sunday, I need to go to church. I'd rather go to brunch and go get drunk and gossip about some magazine, or girl, did you see what happened? Or, dude, did you see what was happening in football? This is when we drift away from our spiritual practice, because it's dogma. And there's nothing wrong with that. I've drifted away from my spiritual practice. And it just feels dry. You feel, I don't know, not project, let me speak for myself. I just feel lost. I just feel if I don't meditate, if I don't pray, if I'm not in connection with divinity on a daily basis, on an hourly basis, I just feel off. I just feel so off. But I've drifted too. When I drift, I drink because I'm trying to reduce anxiety. That anxiety is because I'm not in connection with my truth. And then I meet some really weird people. Because they are lost too. They're just doing their thing. I refuse. I won't. You can be on a spiritual high that is emanating from within your own being, that you don't even need to take ayahuasca. You don't need to even take magic mushrooms. Okay, I've only done ayahuasca. I haven't done all of the other stuff. But you don't even need to. You don't even need to take psychedelics. Your connection with source, breath work, can put you on such a high. It's like, wow. But this is the when your foundation is rooted in self-love, because you fundamentally know that from love you came and from love you remain, and your only purpose here on planet Earth is to love thyself so much, because God loved itself so much. It created you, because God cannot know itself but through and as you. So it is your mandate to love yourself. When you know this and you activate this truth within you and you live from this truth and nothing else, spiritual practice becomes like, wow. It becomes like, wow. But we don't know this. I mean, there are some teachers that teach this, right? I'm just teaching it in my own way and sharing my own experience and how I actually came to this awareness. It was through the spiritual stagnations. It was through the... this is just another thing I've got to do. It's so not boring. It's so boring. I would rather go do something else. But every time I deviated from my spiritual practice, bad things. Really interesting things started happening. And I think the deviation too is growth. It's neither good nor bad. It's growth. It allows you to see what you will not tolerate, what you don't want to be around. Oh, wow, wow. Oh, wow. You know, you're like, oh my God, I didn't know that there were people that lived like that. Oh my God, I didn't know that there were people that were capable of that kind of thought forms. And then you get back to your spiritual practice. So I don't think there's anything really wrong with it. It's just an awareness of, oh, okay, I'm stagnant. That means now I need to grow. It's time for me to grow. It's time for me to go and learn something new. It's time for me to go deeper, deeper, deeper. Okay. So, okay. Heartless spirituality creates spiritual burnout rather than spiritual awakening. We're here to awaken. To what? To self-love. To self-love. I refuse to be around people who do not love themselves. Honestly, I love my own space. I love my own company so much that I refuse to be around people who do not love themselves, or who are not even willing to begin to understand what self-love is. I refuse. It's too expensive. It's too expensive. And they want to hug you, these people. Oh my God. Let's hug. No, let's not. Let's not. Please, let's not. I would like to make a request. Please, let's stop hugging each other. Is it possible? Can we just start hugging ourselves, loving ourselves first before we go around hugging others? Why? Because there's a transference of energy. And if I'm in self-hatred and I'm in anger and I'm in really dark emotions and dark stuff, I'm transferring it onto someone else who's probably working on their self-love. Let's stop hugging each other. Americans love this. I met Americans, and the one was like, they were very lovely people. Honestly, they're really what I know. They were very lovely people, but they're like, come on, let's hug. I'm like, oh God, no. I came home and I had the energy all over my body, and I was like saging and saging and saging. I was like, oh my goodness, let's stop hugging. Let's stop hugging. Okay, that's my thing. That's my thing. If you ever meet me, please don't try to hug me. I don't like it. It's too invasive. Except, yeah, I don't like hugging. Sawadika, something like this. It's too much transference of energy, and we are at a stage of consciousness where people don't really love themselves. They haven't learned how. We're beginning to learn how to love ourselves, and I never understood why the monks and the nuns don't hug, but now I get it. I totally get it. From not hugging people for a long time, and not being in people's energy and touching people for a long time, I get it now. Anytime I just like hug someone or something, oh, I just feel awful because I'm like, oh, the energy. I understand my energy now very well. It's a lot. Okay, that's my thing. I don't know. Maybe it's for you. You can hug, but for me. Okay, embodiment practice. Bring to mind your spiritual practice, meditation, prayer, study, or service. Feel whether your heart is engaged or absent from your activities. It's neither good nor bad. It just is. Just observe. Do I wake up and pray because I really feel the love within myself and the gratitude, not for something I have, but the gratitude for being alive, to know that God loved itself so much. It created me so that it could know itself. Like, damn, that's something. Like, damn. I just love myself. Something to this effect. Or is it like, I gotta read my Bible. Okay, so place your hand on your heart and ask, how can I bring more love to my spiritual practice? And say to yourself, my spiritual practice flows from love. not obligation. Heart transforms practice into devotion. Yeah. And when it's time to grow, give yourself the opportunity to grow. Study something new. Expose yourself to something new. Learn something new. Go to the library. Read a book on something new. Maybe Buddhism. Maybe Hinduism. But the Bhagavad Gita was my beginning of understanding, or, my beginning journey into Hinduism. Buddhist sutras. The Quran. I don't know, try something new, expand. What you will come to understand is that this thing called God, so beautiful, so wise. It is not a person, it's an energy. It created so much diversity here on planet Earth. The Indian people, the Chinese people Mahayana, the Thai people Theravada, the Japanese people Zen Buddhism. The black people in Africa, Christianity, Muslims, and the ones that practice who sometimes I don't know what they are practicing, this African spirituality. I don't know what it is, because they're killing children and all sorts of the stuff. This I don't understand. Okay, but there's African spirituality, which is beautiful. And then what is the other ones? The Christians and all sorts. Okay, all sorts. So this thing called God, this intelligence called God, in its infinity, its wisdom, and its love, created all of us, this diversity, and then placed certain teachers that could relate, that we could relate to, right? So Lord Krishna, the Indians relate to Lord Krishna, but honestly the Bhagavad Gita is similar to the Bible. The Book of the Dead is spiritual laws, not laws per se, but spiritual body of work that we could learn from. The Bible is a spiritual body of work that you could learn from. It is not the only book that you could learn from. The Quran is another book you could learn from. Right? So, as we learned from these teachers, we evolved spiritually. But we're not here to be worshipping these teachers. We are here to learn from them, say, oh, Yeshua did it this way. If I try to do it this way and walk this way, what am I going to achieve? What results can I achieve? If the Buddha said, sit down, shut up, and meditate, and I do it, am I going to get enlightenment under a tree? I don't know. Let me try. If Kuan Yin chanted, well, she didn't really chant. Okay, we don't really know. But if I chant Kuan Yin's chant, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, wow, could I embody the same qualities of mercy and compassion like Kuan Yin? First, start with yourself. Stop having mercy for people and compassion for people. Start with thyself. Thyself. If I focused on embodying and understanding the qualities of Sekhmet, could I embody those qualities within me and know when to stand up for truth and not back down and not be afraid and embody that ferocious energy and say, I'm not afraid no matter what, because I fear no death and I'm not going to hell, so okay. I think truly that's why these teachers were here. They're not here for us to worship them. Worship the divinity within you. That's blasphemy. Worshipping these teachers is blasphemy because the divinity, God, lives in you. They are guides. Divinity is you. It lives in you, through you. So worship the God within you that loves itself, that beats your heart, that breathes you, that wants a beautiful, intimate relationship with you. And from that perspective, your spiritual practice will never be dry. It will keep evolving and you will keep growing because it's starting from a foundation of inner self-love. And all the other things will disappear. The depressions, the anxieties, the self-hatred, it will just dissolve because it starts from within. Self-love from within. Yeah? Okay, so what do you want to do today? What do you want to do today? How was that? Put in the comments below. Please buy the book. Amazon. Truth Seekers Detox. Link below. Okay? And let's read along together because you've got the afternoon integration. Spiritual heart absence often develops when practice becomes routine rather than relationship. When discipline overrides devotion, you maintain spiritual activities without the heart connection that makes them spiritually transformative. So you see, we go deeper in the afternoon integration. 5-minute read, and you can think about it. During your lunch, instead of gossiping during lunch, no. Instead of hitting the, Bellinis and cocktails during lunch, sit down, read. Okay, grow throughout the day. And then at night, evening reflections. So you can read Whispers of Wisdom. Okay. And then please leave a review of the book as we are going through this. And please like and subscribe these videos. Like and subscribe. Okay, what did they say? Subscribe to my channel and like. Yes, so that we can do the algorithm thing. Okay, I don't know what it is. The algorithm thing. And something like this. Okay. Okay, so we're going to be off during Thanksgiving. I'll be back next week, Monday. Continue reading. What is today, Wednesday? Yeah, I'll be back Sunday, which will be Monday. Yeah, Monday my time, Sunday your time. So, I don't know, what should we do today? Talk. I am listening. Speak, I am listening. Thanksgiving. You're going to be very stressed. How about mantras? How about we do some mantras? Silent. Okay. What are we doing? Talk to me. Holiday stress? What we're going to say to ourselves, because we're going to be encountering so many people with their spiritual practices and their dogmas and what they think we should do and what they think who we should be. And when you start speaking about spiritual growth, they look at you real crazy, especially during this time, because, we're all wanting to colonize each other. This is the only thing that I didn't really like about holidays. It's like colonization. It's like, please stop trying to spiritually colonize me. I'm allowed to do whatever I want. So staying grounded during holiday season. Okay. So what we can do together, let's do some mantras. Okay. So what I'd like for you to do is close your eyes. Come into a seated position, loving yourself, being still, being quiet, being you. Okay? If you want to lie down, you can lie down. Totally, totally okay. Please gently close your eyes. And let's just take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. If you feel comfortable, I would like for you to just place your hands on your heart. Your hands on your heart. And I would just like for you to focus on breathing into your heart. Breathing into your heart. What does that mean? It's just paying attention to your heartbeat while paying attention to your breath. Breathing in through the nose. And as you breathe out, focus on your heart. Feel whether your heartbeat is steady, erratic, skipping a beat. Whatever it is, just feel your heart. Just feel your heart as you breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And in this moment, I would like for you to repeat after me. love myself. I honor myself. I respect myself. I love myself. I honor myself. I respect myself. I love myself. I honor myself. I respect myself. I love myself. I honor myself. I respect myself. I love myself. I honor myself. I respect myself. I love myself. I honor myself. I respect myself. And just notice what kind of chatter shows up. What do you hear you saying to yourself, or remember someone saying to you? Like, what kind of chatter arises as you repeat these truths to yourself about yourself? I love myself. I honor myself. I respect myself. If you are by yourself, you can just speak your truths. Maybe, I don't believe it. I don't believe that I love myself. I cannot believe that. It's fine. It's fine. Just notice what kind of chatter arises. Just notice it without judgment, without self-condemnation. Notice your judgments even just towards me as I facilitate this for you. I love myself. I honor myself. I respect myself. And just say thank you to everything that is arising. Thank you. So thankful. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing. And then let's continue. I love myself. I respect myself. I honor myself. I love myself. I honor myself. I respect myself. I love myself. I honor myself. I respect myself. I love myself. I honor myself. I respect myself. I love myself. I honor myself. I respect myself. I love myself. I honor myself. I respect myself. I love myself. I honor myself. I respect myself. Now let's take a deep breath in through the nose and let it out with a big sigh as you drop your shoulders. Good. Another deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth, and drop the shoulders. Another deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth as you drop your shoulders. Good. Very good. So, during this hectic time of travel, this hectic time of family and friends, thank God I have none. I got myself, and I got the Ascended Masters. I have a friend. I have to go see my friend today. Thank God I have no family, just my husband. Oh, thank God. Thank God. So during this time of family and and travel and friends and good food, and I got some good friends, I think. Yeah, I got some good friends. Please make sure that you stay in your heart, and whatever is happening, just come back to that heart meditation. Just put your hands on your heart and just breathe out into your heart. Breathe in, breathe out into your heart. No matter who's saying what about you, no matter what people are saying to you, and no matter how people are rattling you, just breathe in and breathe out. And just remember, I love myself. I respect myself. I honor myself. And if you don't have any family to go to and you're lonely, you got the Ascended Masters. You have the Ascended Masters. You can, have a conversation, have some time, spend some time with Yeshua, spend some time with Allah, if you're Muslim. Spend some time with Kuan Yin, spend some time with Green Tara, with Osset, with Hatho. I'm going to be spending some time with Hatho and Osset. And Sekhmet. I'm really going to be spending a lot of time with my lover, Shiva. And Kalima. White Buffalo Woman. Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene. Why not? Why not? Let devotion be your daily dose of ecstasy. You know what I'm saying? Let devotion to the inner love within you be your daily dose of ecstasy. You don't need to be stressed from people and holiday stress and holiday things. You don't need to be stressed. You can let your daily devotion be your ecstasy. Yes, this is truth. So, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to take some time off. I was going to truly go through this with y'all, with y'all. But a lot of people are going to be away, so I'm going to take a break too. So I hope you have a beautiful Thanksgiving. I shall see you after Thanksgiving. I'm going to spend time with the Ascended Masters and my handsome husband and myself. I'm going to go see my friend, Mommy. And that's that. Thank God I have no family. Life is good. So thank you so much. See you. Love you long time. Tana Kulus Tandrasam. I shall see you next week, Monday. Sunday, your time. If you are in the US, Monday, Asia time.